Hello, Carlos Solano is with us in PÖFF TV studio, and we speak about his film Leo and Lou, and its international premiere here in Black Night Film Festival in Just Film. And congratulations, are you excited?
Thank you for having me, first of all. And yes, it's been great and a real adventure coming here to premiere the feature film. We are very excited.
So tell us shortly about the film. What's the story is about, and what's the main message you would like everybody to get out of the film?
So the film is about a 10-year-old girl who runs away. She's an orphan, and she's eager to find a place to fit. And in that runaway, she encounters this middle-aged man called Lou, who is a nihilistic man who doesn't believe very much in human in mankind, really. He's a pessimistic man, and together they start a journey, an adventure, not very expected one, but a very important one for them, because they with this adventure they kind of find themselves, and I think it's a story that brings a little bit of hope, and I expect the audience to enjoy the ride. It's like an adventure, but you should enjoy it even though you are an adult, and of course if you are a kiddo. And it's been made with this idea of the cinema that I used to watch back then when I was a child, in the cinema made in the 80s and the 90s, a family cinema that everybody in the family join and go to the cinema, which is something, a habit, at least in Spain, we feel we are losing. So with that in mind, we try to make a film for everybody to watch and enjoy.
So the main character is a 10-year-old girl, and she's mute.
Yes.
But and the little girl who played, Julia, who played Leo, she had to learn sign language, or was she familiar with it before?
Yes, she already knew how to sign, because we thought from the very beginning that as we were in need of a kid to perform a professional job, the less obstacles, the better. So in this case, we were looking for kids who already knew how to talk in sign language, because you take out a barrier. So in this case, she can focus on acting, and at the same time, she could bring things to the table, because she knew how they communicate, and it's been a very a very enriching. I don't know if that's a word, but I feel I'm a better person once we've gone through this project, in part thanks to Julia. Yes.
Why did you pick such a difficult subject, like you also talk about adoptions, about kids waiting for a family, to find a family, and if you are a special need kid like Leo, it's even harder to find a new family. Why did you pick this subject, and is it somehow personal, or?
You mean the fact that she's searching for a family,
Yeah.
or the thing that she's mute?
Like the thing that there's so many different things going on in the world, difficult things, and you also are talking about actually one really hard subject, which is adoption and kids trying to find a family. Why this subject? Why is it interesting to you?
I think it took 8 years for me to reach this point, to be here, sit with you. And I received in my in my mailbox inbox a short film made or written by Carlos, my co-writer, and back then we were feeling kind of like Leo and Lu, like lost, you know. We were trying to break through in the film industry, and we were having some issues. It's not easy, at least not very much in Spain, and we were feeling kind of lost in that sense. So that was, I think, for me at least, the core thing, trying to bring into the table a story of hope, was a reminder for us that we should, or we could continue fighting for this dream of becoming a filmmaker. So I've been for me it's been a great lesson, you know, this whole 8 year journey.
So it was very interesting to find out that the shooting location was very personal to you as well. Tell us where you shot the film and why there.
Okay, thank you. Carlos and myself, we are from a place in Spain called Galicia. So for us, this story, which talks of a longing of home, no, it was kind of natural to try and go there and shoot the film there. And once we, started to build the film in terms of where to shoot, whom with, etc. It felt more and more natural for me to go and to my hometown, where I live, where my memories of childhood are from, and the production company allowed me this. It's a privilege, really, and I think I don't know how many future films I will be able to do in the future. The first one, I was playing home, so it's been very, very special. And also alongside me, there were lots of friends, family, etc., who are in the film, or for example, the little fish. It's been made by my mother. So my father is the teacher of Leo at the beginning of the film. I have some friends. Yeah, it's at the end of the process. I can say that Leo and Lou is a very, very, very personal film, or I made it very personal. But at the same time, I try not to. These changes have been made with Carlos, the co-writer, alongside me, because for me this is also his world, his story, and I felt from the very beginning very privileged that he felt or thought that I was the one to tell this story. So
It's also a story about fitting in, if you're maybe special, and I think we could say that the adult character Lou was not like the social example, like very unlikely to be such a big friend and support. I don't want to reveal the end of the film or anything. For the Leo, why did you how did you find the characters? How you created that it could be the little girl and guy like this, and I want to bring them together and see what will happen? Where did you find this idea?
The film talks about the communication and also the empathy we need to live in a society. I think nowadays we tend to look into we tend to look only our path, and we forget we're living, as a society. And so empathy is a key point for them to start this kind of friendship. But it's also communication. So in this case, we have this mute girl uh, who who is able to, make herself understood or being understood. And on the other hand, for us, it was very funny to have a guy who can speak with words, but every time he opens his mouth, he's kind of making people go away. So he's better off say mute or silent, no? And it is because we have this kind of odd relationship between this character who sees the world from, a childhood point of view or child point of view, and this other character who sees, life from a perspective of someone who has been, rejected in so many ways for so many time. So he's not trusting anyone or anything. He's just, passing by. And for us, it was very funny to try and find a way, visually as well, for them to get closer and closer and closer. And also, I think nowadays dialogue is leading lots of films and lots of TV shows, etc. And we make films, which is something beyond dialogue. So this was an opportunity for us to try and express the character feelings without needing always a dialogue line. Trying to express visually with images, and we took the opportunity. And I think the journey it's a very beautiful one for the audience, because if you don't have, in your background people who need to communicate with sign language, I think you're going to make the journey with Lou, which would be, that kind of audience, and you are going to be introduced to that way of communication. And for me, it was a key part, because during this process, I realized I could speak with you in English, even though you are from here. I am from Spain, but maybe I cannot talk with my neighbor if he or she needs to communicate with sign language, which is something very dark and strange, So this whole project for me has been very interesting in terms of realizing a lot of things that I wasn't, taking into consideration, and they are there just in front of you. But if you don't stop and take take a look, you will miss it. So.
But one interesting fact about it is, yes, this film speaks about important and serious subject, but the film has a lot of humor in it. I laughed and cried both while watching this film, and it's a dramedy. It's not a drama film, just to say to the audience as well. How did you find this humor in those dark moments in this film and story? Like, it was so enjoyable.
Because that's life, really. I mean, we laugh and we cry and we get emotional from time to time. And once you start writing a scene, and you know why you're writing the scene, and you know why the characters are going through these kind of situations, you can feel as they. And then when in this case the actors come along, and they start to building the character from their own body, everybody kind of gets in line with, or at least in this project, knowing the importance of the thing we had in our hands, but at the same time with a lot of excitement, and we took this project with a lot of care. So it was natural and a human thing to do. We need to laugh. We need to laugh of each other. Like it doesn't matter if anything isn't that important really. And the important thing is that you want to be with somebody, and if you want to help somebody, maybe a touch of humor and in a moment is key. But in a relationship, in a real relationship as well, if you see somebody who is very down or something, and then you try to set up a joke or something in order to cheer them up or whatever, and I felt so privileged of the cast we had in this film, because without them you wouldn't be laughing or crying or getting emotional, and they made this trip with us, with me in this case as a director, and I think the characters are alive, really, and you're not seeing a screenwriter writing dialogues, but humans reacting and mocking each other, etc., which is something I find hilarious.
So it's a road trip type of film, and you spent, I would say, most of the time outdoors filming, right?
Yeah.
I was just wondering, how did the shooting period go? How much time did you have to film it? Mm-hmm. You have also child actress. I could say that she's brave, but still, tell me about the shooting period.
Yeah, we shoot it in 30 days, in 6 weeks, so 5 days a week, and it was very tight, I think nowadays we shoot things very quickly, out of necessity, budget necessity mainly. So it was very fast. I would have preferred, maybe 35 days or 40 days, but it was 30 days. And one of the most important elements was that everything is outdoors. So, and also I wanted to tell the story with the weather as well, and narratively. So the weather takes a part, in not a very direct part, but you're feeling like at the beginning of the film that it's raining. It's a very dark start, and once these two characters start to get along, you start to see the sun sometimes, even though there's still clouds or whatever. So you're making a narrative trip as well, in this case with the weather. So it was a big challenge first, because if you want to rain, it has to rain, and second of all, because Galicia is very tricky. You have all the seasons in one day, every day. So
like Estonian weather, we can relate.
really similar, a bit more to the north, but quite similar, really. So it was a real challenge, and we had tough times sometimes, because it wasn't fitting what I was chasing, but with the talent and the efforts of all my crew members and cast, I think we survived, but it was really challenging. We had only 5 out of those 30 days indoors. So it was, and we shot at the sea. It's been, it's been a real journey.
So even though it was challenging to shoot that much outdoor, you have captured emotionally really attractive story, beautiful acting jobs, beautiful picture, music. The music was really special. You have done a great job. So, is there anything else you want to tell the audience who will see it very soon here in Black Night Film Festival, or?
Yes, no. For me, it would be a real honor and a pleasure if people come and see the film, even now at the festival, or maybe in the future, if they come across the film, if they give it an opportunity. I think the film will respond, and I think it's a very pleasant film to watch. And if you let yourself go with the story, I think you can clean your whole system, emotionally. And you once the film is finished, I think most of the people I've been talking to, they feel like renewed or with more energy, even though they have gone they've gone with this lots of emotion, like crying or laughing or whatever. They don't feel exhausted. Rather the opposite. They feel kind of like empowered, or like if you have given them a battery charge or something like recharge or something like that. So I hope people give it an opportunity. It's a film made for them, really. It's not that was our main goal, to make people have fun. I mean, it's not just a lesson or whatever. It's a fun story that make you feel emotional and maybe reflect on some things. And if you have a family, a nephew, a son, or daughter, or whatever, I mean, it's, for me, I think it's the perfect plan. You go to the cinema. I've been told that I think it was a friend of Isaac, the main character. He said that a friend of his saw the film with his 17-year-old daughter, and he wrote to Isaac saying, my daughter has been grabbing my arm the whole film. That wasn't happening for a very, very, very long time, and she's been very sweet the last 24 hours with me. I mean, only for that, thank you. It was an amazing thing to hear, because we put a lot of effort dreaming of these kind of things, that if you can heal people or make them more close to each other, or you make people remember they love each other, it's a very powerful message, and we feel very proud of it.
Thank you for this conversation.
Thank
Good
you.
luck with the film and all the emotions you described right now. Everybody can come and see it, themselves, and
Yes.
experience. So thank you and
No,
good luck.
thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.